of bringing guns to their respective campuses. At Foothill High, a lockdown was ordered and a gun was recovered after a teen was brought to the school office for questioning. An arrest, but no lockdown at Thomas Downey High when acting on a tip from two kids who spotted a fellow student with a gun in their waistband. A weapon was found before it was used. So, how can more schools stop a potential tragedy at that stage before any bullets are fired? With a new program just rolling out this spring, Mo Kennedy may have the answer to that question. He is the executive director of the National Association of School Resource Officers and is with me now live. Welcome to Fox 40 News at 11.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're going to talk about how to keep campuses safe from gun violence, and some believe that starts with the guns themselves. So first, I have to ask you about yesterday's ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco declaring that California's ban on the sale of semi-automatic weapons to those under 21 is unconstitutional, violating the Second Amendment. Do you have an opinion about that?
We really don't, because we're certainly not a political organization, and from a gun control standpoint, it's one of the areas we don't weigh into. The thing we're more concerned about is what parents at home do with those weapons in terms of securing them and keeping them out of the hands of children.
When it comes to how to keep guns off campuses, walk-through metal detectors and transparent bag policies have been in place in lots of places for years. And still we see the kind of situations that happened in Sacramento and Modesto just this week. April 18th, Alicia Renaga was stabbed to death by someone trespassing at her Stockton school. So not just guns, knives, all weapons a problem. So what are we doing wrong? What aren't we doing?
First of all, it's a very sad situation, and it's a very complex problem. There's no one answer to this issue. We know that gun crime is up on and around school campuses. We're hearing it from our members. It's very concerning. I think when we talk about things like walk-through metal detectors, those types of things certainly can be helpful, but they're not the be-all, end-all answer. This problem really, for us, starts at home. When you think about some of the worst mass shootings at schools in our recent history, quite frankly, we need parents to be very much aware of what their students have at home with them, what's in their room, what they're reading on the internet, be aware of what's going on with their social media. Those are very important steps, proactive steps to take in the first place.
Your organization, which has 3,000 members worldwide, just this spring semester rolled out something at 30 schools called Project Unite, a new approach to keep students safe funded by the Justice Department. It's built around training on several pillars like bystander reporting and responses and behavioral threat and risk assessment and management. Please explain how this has been working.
Well, first of all, we've just finished our pilots on those very recently, and we're looking forward to the full launch in conjunction with our national conference in Colorado in July. It really, at the foundation of this, is the issue of school culture and climate. It's incredibly important that all of the adults in that environment are engaged in helping promote a very positive school culture and climate, and that's a piece of safety too. When we look at things like behavioral threat assessment, as we train in this particular training, along with bystander reporting, when we think about bystander reporting and that the see something, say something mantra that's been around forever, that's much more challenging when you don't have a relationship with someone. And what I mean by that is we preach the issue of SROs building relationships with students, faculty, and parents so that they receive valuable information that can help them stop acts of violence before they occur.
I have to say, though, a lot of people, looking for police accountability across the board after the police killing of George Floyd and the situation with Breonna Taylor, they're not really excited about a police presence on campuses. They feel that sometimes that escalates things versus de-escalating. What do you have to say to those folks?
Well, that depends on the strategy that you apply. Being a school resource officer is the most unique assignment any law enforcement officer can have. So you have to start with making sure that you have the right officers in that position, and then they have to be specifically trained. It's not an idea of going into the school to try and see how many arrests you can make. It's all about building relationships and doing some really good community-based policing. It is, in our opinion, one of the ways out of this issue of the distrust communities may have for law enforcement is for us to build those bridges in the school environment with parents and students.
Alrighty, and we know your association is heading toward its 32nd annual conference in July, and at that conference, you're going to be presenting an award to your National School Resource Officer of 2022. That person just revealed on the 10th of this month. That was Tuesday, and this year's national winner is from the Fairfield Police Department, Joshua Bender. He is the SRO at Grange Middle School, regularly conducting active shooter training for faculty and staff. There's his picture. He's also reduced preventable traffic accidents around Grange with a new education and enforcement campaign. Just a really great example of an SRO that can be followed across the country, right?
Absolutely, and we're very excited for him. We had more nominations for that award than ever before, so we're really honored to be able to present that to him in Colorado.
All righty, thank you so much for your perspective this morning, and definitely violence and eliminating it on school campus is something that is so very dear to the hearts of so many. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.